All right, Cameraman Wes.
Yeah.
Here we are, man. We're in the new and improved studios.
I know, it looks really good, doesn't it?
Here at the Steel Horse Thunder Cafe, man. Looking pretty good the way they got things set up for us now.
Mm-hmm.
Truly digging the new setup. But I do know you've got Badass Beard Care.
That's right.
Sponsoring this show, and I want you to tell the people a little bit about Badass Beard Care.
Right.
And what they can do to save money.
Yes.
And make new money.
See, yes. Badass Beard Care. They are a veteran-owned company, all-American made products, and most of their profits go back into helping veterans in some way or form. So when you're purchasing anything, your money is going back to help veterans.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool. I wear their beard oil all the time. It's the best beard oil I've ever used. I actually just ordered some deodorant because they do deodorant, cologne, all kinds of stuff that I didn't even realize. But if you use the link that is in the description for this episode, that link takes you to their website, and when you go to the checkout screen, you put in Steel Horse as the discount code. That gives you 10% off your purchase, and it also gives us a commission.
Nice.
So when you purchase from that link in the description, you save money, and we get money back from it.
Right on. So it's a win-win.
Win-win.
It is a win-win. All right, man. Well, I don't want to take up any more time.
Right.
I want to get this man in here. This is probably the hardest working individual I've ever met.
Definitely.
And
yes.
I honestly, I don't know that anybody could ever argue that.
No.
You know what I mean? I mean, they could, but they'd be foolish because they'd be stupid. So, without further ado, what do you say we go get him? I heard he was out playing in the creek out there. So let's get him out of the creek and let's get him over here to this table.
Let's do it.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, though. Rupert, it's great to have you on here. Let me just say that first.
Yes.
This is something, we don't get to hang out all the time, but we usually bump into each other a couple times, at least 2 or 3 times a year. We get to spend a little bit of time together. It's always in the midst of a motorcycle ride, or it's the motorcycle expo, and we got thousands of people at the expo. You got hundreds of people at the rides, and it gets a little crazy. It gets a little hectic. So to be able to just sit down here at the table and hang out with you, this is just fantastic.
I appreciate that you asked. I appreciate all the times that you've shown up. Years, I mean, for years we had the Beach Grove ride. That made it 8 years before it finally available. But you were coming out there for that one.
Yes.
The Indianapolis ride that made it for years. The Lafayette ride that is now that 17th. Last year, next year will be the 18th on the 23rd of August. That I think it's the third Saturday in August, already scheduled for the 18th annual ride. And this last year, with only 50 some bikes, and we won't say the number, they generated $11,000.
Wow. See, that's the amazing thing. Here, numbers on a ride have been declining for quite a while.
Yes.
It's not the same as it was 20 years ago.
As numbers of rides are increasing still.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. And that's the thing. Back in the day, 18 years ago, when your ride was going on, there was not another ride anywhere else going on that same day.
Right.
Now we go on a Saturday, and I'm looking, it's like I have 20 rides to choose from as to what we're going to go cover that week. Mm-hmm. It's nuts. And so therefore numbers come down, and I'm blown away though how the money hasn't dropped. So 18 years now. Next year will be 18 up in Lafayette.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
I don't know if you ever watched Survivor, but like, who the hell voted for me? Or, some of the or in the challenges where it's the pecking order and, you win the question. You get the question right, and 3 or 4 of them get the question right, and you go put a chop on somebody's whatever, and 3 chops, and their face is smashed there out of the way. I would get mad if you even looked at mine, let alone walk by it or touch it. No. Don't mean to try and take control of your show, but oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
No, because I wanted to add. My first question to you is actually you're going to go home with this right here.
Oh, goody!
This is badass beard care, and you're.
Oh, very good.
You're
I
gonna
was
look
sitting
as dashing
there.
as I am when you're done.
I get excited. I heard Cameraman Wes talking about the beard butter and
Right.
mine's a little dry and brittle. As you see, I've even, and I can feel it, I gotta shave. As we get older, and we get patchier and grayer, maybe the beard butter will help bring it back.
It does. It actually does. All right, Dustin. Ladendorf Law has been a sponsor of Steel Horse Thunder for many, many, many years. There's been some changes. What can we expect?
Well, Ladendorf Law is now Ladendorf, Fregiato, and Bigler as of the 1st of this year, January 1st, 2024. It is the same team, the same people. Everyone's still involved. We just simply have a name change. Myself, Dustin Fregiato, and Matt Bigler are now partners with Mark.
Okay. And so the fact that Ladendorf Law is now Ladendorf, Fregiato, and Bigler, you guys are bigger and badder than ever, correct?
Of course, absolutely.
All right. Integrity is still the same?
Absolutely.
All right, Dustin. I'm glad you guys are on board.
Thank you very much.
What is your favorite bike? Because I know I've seen you on a lot of different bikes and everything else. How long have you been riding?
Years ago, back when I lived in Texas, all I had for 3 years was a little GS 850.
Okay.
Shaft drive, nice, didn't have to deal with the chain. The bike I liked the best that had the least repairs was the bike that I bought right after Survivor. I know, for a couple grand.
We're gonna talk about
my little Honda Shadow. Then I took all the distinctive things off it. It was just a black bike. I put saddlebags on it and took it either peeled off or and nobody really could tell exactly. Well, people that didn't know bikes couldn't tell what the hell it was, and it wasn't real loud, so it didn't startle anybody. And my mother was fine with jumping on that, and fine. But probably my favorite. I love that Southside Harley lets me show up and just get a bike and drive out of the shop. That has got to be my favorite bike. I have no maintenance. I have a tank of fuel. I ride it for as many 100 miles as I want for the weekend and give it back to them.
Yep.
That is my favorite.
You do ride and all that.
God, now almost 50 years.
But obviously, most people know you from Survivor.
Right.
What year were you on Survivor?
2003, 2004, 2010, 2013. Then I did Amazing Race in 2018
Wow, you were a lot more busier than I thought.
And
I should have done more. Cameraman Wes, why didn't you
hopefully, season 50, they say, is going to be returning players. I need everyone out there to get on CBS.com and say, we want Rupert back, because the rumor is, and they've even kind of hinted to my wife, Rupert's a little old. We're not crazy about the old players. My God, the old players. Shit. If you've watched who's playing now, the tenacity of some of the players is minimal at best. Yeah. They suck.
I'm going to have to say something now I really don't want to say. Uh-huh. I've never seen one episode of Survivor.
Season 7 is the best one. Season 7 is the Rupert Show. Okay. Season 7, in Season 6, we watched a young lady whine and cry about how hard it was and they should vote her off. And she won the damn game. And it pissed us all off. After Survivor, I could take the biggest, toughest, hairy, scariest, meanest looking guy up on stage, man or woman with me, on stage or in front of anyone, and say, this person deserves another chance. And they would say, okay. If Rupert says yes, well, they deserve another chance. Gave me a hell of a gift. Oh my gosh. Now we have a It's varied a little bit this year, but we have back to a 12-bed facility, all generated with no tax dollars, no city, state, federal funding, no government dollars, no opioid dollars. Private sector. Opened it January 8th of 2020. By February 8th of 2020, we were about full. By March 8th of 2020, I had to look at my group and say, this is what's coming. We're going into a shutdown, and they didn't believe me. And the next week, everything shut down, and all the appearances, thousands of dollars an hour, gone. All the jobs, gone. All the work, gone. Tough times. But we opened our doors and have been running ever since. Backing my days off at the bar, my grandparents, one had already passed away, another one was pretty sick, and the days they were spending more time in the hospital than anything. We were pulling side jobs. And I tell them, if you're not going to school, you're going to go to work and learn how to make a damn living. Worked like that for years, incorporated in 91 as Kids Hope, Kids Helping Other People Exist. Back in 91, there were, between 500 and 1,000 nonprofits in central Indiana, based in central Indiana. Not a whole lot. People didn't see nonprofits as lying in their pockets. Ran that for 12 years. You gotta have life goals. You have daily goals. You try to get up. My goal, you guys be able to do your podcast and do my just goals in life to kind of help yourself get through life. Have that life goal. My new life goal, change the damn system. Start showing how we're getting more and more of us working in the system than those that have never been through the addictions, never been through the pain, never been through the homelessness. So we ran that for 12 years. I went out to play Survivor. I still remember the first day I saw the TV show. I was thinking, those bastards, those lucky-ass people, how'd they find out about that show? I went on that show. Took me 2 years to get on the show. Resolved that and incorporated Rupert's Kids. When we did that, we realized there were 5,000 nonprofits based just in Indianapolis. The greed of people is insane these days. It's not the need, it's the greed where people... But I wish I would have realized the need for aging the group up, because with doing that, we gave up our nonprofit status. Reapplied. 3 months go by instead of 3 years. Feds calling up saying, is this really Rupert from Survivor? We're reading your application right now. Is this really the feds that can give me my nonprofit status back? Their deal was there are so many programs for minors, for juveniles. They told me if you would just age your program up to that transition period, that emancipated 16, 17-year-old to that 27-year-old kid. You don't have to get too old, you just take that transition group and focus on, we'll give you your nonprofit status back right now. Pulled my mission statement, pulled my application, changed minor to youth, sent it all back in. Had my nonprofit status back, we kept going, kept running.
Big shout out to Krambo's. Chris Crampy, world-renowned painter. They have Harley mechanics. They have all the accessories, the bells and whistles that you need for your motorcycle. They do great tire sales there, and they have some really cool attire. Get your swag at Krambo's. US 40 over in Greencastle. That's right, it's the Texaco building, 6.3 miles west of US 231, right off of US 40. You know what they say, Krambo's, they'll get you noticed.
We have for decades taught young men and women how to make a legal living, have a sense of self-worth and work ethic, used the landscaping and the trades, buying board-up, abandoned, burn-up properties, gutting them down, putting them back together, selling them at an extreme discount to our participants. A $100,000 home we'd sell for $12,000, $15,000. Put you on a mortgage. You stop hurting yourself and others. You stop taking from others. You start learning how you work together with society. You get along with society. You go to work every day. You make a legal living and go on. You got to think about your future. If you don't pay attention to your future, you will not have one, a good one, really. If you do not pay attention, it will not be what you could give yourself. You want your own vehicle. You want your own home. You don't want to be working for others. You want to stop thinking about a job and start thinking about a career. But a career is taking care of yourself, paying your bills, and making everything okay. Being able to say, I want to go to Cayman Islands for a week and go. Be able to say, I want to take the time off. I want to do. Not just drive down to Florida like we do and drive back up and hooray, that's vacation. Yes, I've done that 20 times in 60 years. I want to do something else. Well, do it. Stop talking about it. For any of those out there that don't really still know what we do, rupertskids.org. Please go check out the website. You can get applications on our website for our reentry program. You can see some of the stuff we're doing with our work crew that we've even started our aftercare programs now that we've been up and running with the beds for the last 4.5, coming up on 5 years. We've got enough graduates that are coming back and wanting to give back and work with some of our current participants. Best thing you can ever do is hear from one of your peers how they made it. We track you 3 years out from leaving us, and it is amazing how few reoffend after 3 years, and the national average is 70% reoffend even after their first charge. We need to get control of our government. That's why I ran for governor, not to be a damn career politician, to bring some credibility to our government, to show the 365, 368 agencies. What do you mean there's 3 agencies that don't show up on any of these lists? Where the hell's that money go? What the hell you mean everybody is given $8,000 when they, in a fund, when they commit a felony in Indiana? For them to use twice through their lifetime of addiction, trying to help them restore their livelihood, restore their residence. If you're not told about it, how the hell are you supposed to use it?
You have a fundraiser that you do in November.
Yes, we do. Our 20th annual coming up November 23rd at the casino out in Shelbyville on beautiful I-74. It is Tuxes and Tennies. Back years ago when I stole everybody's shoes and I got to be the good guy pirate, it kind of tied me to shoes and footwear. Fancy pants attire with nice footwear.
Gotcha.
Tuxes and Tennies. Last year we generated over $100,000. Wow. It was amazing. We're getting close. You better get your tickets now. For anybody out there that's never been to a Tuxes and Tennies, it is the start of Christmas season. We have 2 tables this year set up with just Christmas presents. Walk up donation. If you the show, we have 1 or 2 of our current participants that will be up on stage telling their story. I'll be up on stage talking about what we were doing, what we were talking about last year, because last year we were doing the drive for our $40,000 roof. I mean, we just finished the front part, the 2,000 square feet of roof, of living space for 20 grand, 18 grand to do the roof so the drips weren't hitting you on the head when you're sleeping. Right. And, it's a great way to come out and support our program. Seats are $100 individual ticket, or you can buy an 8-top for $750. Sponsorship package start at $1,000, and then, they go up from there. It's just a great way to come out and see what's happening in our program, getting the updates, and seeing a few of the young men and women that are getting the benefits of second, third, fourth, fifth chances.
That's the thing.
Like you say, being able to show it's not just first, second chance. We all deserve another chance. Now, the bar raises when you tell us, piss off and you walk away and or screw you. And you want to come back, the bar raises, of course you can come back. Of course you can come back. I mean, until the day you are dead, you should be given another chance.
Right? I was like, hey, so Rupert's a reptile guy? Sweet. And then I talked to you, I was like, no, he's not. He's a dinosaur guy.
I love dinosaurs, yes.
I'm a reptile guy. I enjoy, your typical snakes and your tortoises and your bearded dragons, your iguanas. Pass that
my tiger retic that was tougher than me that I finally ended up giving away because it was tough. You know, you get an 18-foot, 20-foot snake that's 115, 120 pounds. Wally, that is, you know, my little baby that's, you know, just like this, Wally. You can see Wally in my book. That's, you know, fresh out of the egg. Going on 30 years old now.
But once again, real quick, your Tuxes and Tennies is
November 23rd. Check out rupertskids.org. You can get online. You can, if you have one of the cards, if you're lucky enough to catch up with me and you got the QR code, maybe you can get the QR code off of there, right there. Zoom in on it. It'll take you right to our website. You can download, get the tickets, get on the list.
all right, man. I will let you go, Rupert. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you.